Hello friends, my name is Ramasu. Today we shall discuss about topic the constructor concept in object-oriented programming. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in programming and you want to learn about it. So let's start. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well so that my videos can reach to you, and also you can follow me on the Facebook page as well. Friend, constructor is a very important, or you can say fundamental concept in the object oriented programming. Basically, constructor is a special method in a class that is automatically called when an object of a class is created. Basically, friend, every class we know that it's a template which consists of properties and method. So one of the specific method called as constructor. Whenever we want that, whenever an object of a class is created, so some parameters should be set automatically for that object. So it is used to initialize the object's attributes, object state, and perform any necessary setup operations. Constructor play a crucial role in the process of creating and initializing objects, ensuring that they are in a valid and usable state upon instantiation. Now we can talk about the key aspects of constructors in object-oriented programming. First one is the name and the syntax. Normally, constructor have the same name as the class they belong to in many programming languages, including Java and C++. Constructors do not have a return type. Like for example, take this example of a Java constructor. This is the class, public class, my class, and this is the constructor, public my class. Okay, so initialize the code. Like for example, you want to set any parameter here, you want to set any state, so you can set it here. So this is an example of the constructor class. Note one thing, that the name of the class and the constructor is same, first thing. Then secondly, it doesn't have any return type. Okay, so these are the very basic concepts here of the constructor. C++, if we talk about, this is an example of class, my class, public, and then my class. Okay, this is the constructor here. Same thing, that the name of the class and the constructor name should be same here. Purpose of the constructor is to initialize the state of an object. It is responsible for setting initial values for the object's attribute and performing any necessary setup. Default constructor is basically if a class doesn't explicitly define a constructor. Some programming languages provide a default constructor. The default constructor is automatically created by the compiler and initializes the object attribute to default values. Parameterized constructors are also there. That constructor can take parameters, allowing for different ways to initialize objects. Parameterized constructors enable the creation of objects with specific initial values. For example, this is an example of a parameterized constructor like public class my class, and this public my class integer initial value. So this is an example of the constructor which takes the input parameter initial value as an integer. So this is called as the parameterized constructor. However, this is an example of the default constructor. If we talk about in C++, same concept here, like class my class public, my class int initial value. So this is an example of the parameterized constructor in which the constructor my class takes an input integer value initial value. Okay, now friend, constructor overloading. Constructor overloading means that like other methods, constructors can be overloaded, meaning a class can have multiple constructors with different parameters list. For example, here take an example of this one, that my public class my class, this is the default constructor. Whenever the object is initiated, instantiated, this constructor will be called my class. This is the default constructor. However, we have another parameterized constructor as well, that means my class integer initial value. This is the parameterized constructor. Here friend, notice one thing, that if you are instantiating a object of a class, this default constructor will be called. However, you can call this constructor as well using this parameterized concept by sending the integer value here as well. Okay, this is the concept here. Initialization order, if we talk about in languages with inheritance is basically a concept in which the child class inherited the parameters and the methods from the base class. The constructors of the superclass are usually called before the constructor of the subclass. Remember one thing, the always the constructor of the base class or the parent class will be called earlier before the constructor of the child class. This ensures that the complete object hierarchy is properly initialized as well. This initialization order, you must have a clear idea, friend. Whenever you are using the inheritance concept in which you are extending any class from the base class, you must have to know that the constructor of the base class would be called earlier before the constructor of the subclass. Then use of this keyword. The this keyword is often used within a constructor to refer to the instance of the class being constructed. For example, using this in a Java constructor: public class my class private int value, integer value, public my class int value, this dot value is equal to value. So this keyword is often used within a constructor to refer to the instance of the class being constructed. Whenever you have created an object, so the integer value will be set as value, which is basically when it's initiated, whenever you are sending the value, it will be set as this dot value. So this is basically keyword refer to the instance of the class being constructed. Then destructor. Friend, many languages like Java, C++, some languages especially C++ support destructors as well, that are called when an object is destroyed. Destructors are used to perform cleanup operations and release resources. For example, just take this an example: class my class public my class, this the constructor, this is the constructor, and this annotation, this with this symbol my class. So once you want to release the resources, you want to clean up the operations, you can call the destructor from here as well. So this is the concept of destructor here. Normally many languages, friend, like Java especially, it has already a concept of garbage collection. So whatever the object which is not using, it automatically remove that object or automatically release that memory, and you don't need a destructor. However, in some languages still, like C++, supports destructor as well for cleanup operations and release resources as well. Friend, constructors are essential for creating well-designed and robust object-oriented systems. They ensure that objects start in a valid state and provide a mechanism for setting up an object's initial conditions. Understanding the principles of constructors is fundamental to effective object-oriented programming development or programming. So friend, thank you, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks for watching the video.